hairspray on my hair that hasn't been straightened yet. So I'm just going to spray it and make sure that it's all coated, even the ends. It's just hairspray. It's the Freeze and Shine Super Spray from just like the grocery store or wherever you get your hair stuff. And then I'm going to start out by straightening my hair just to kind of get it so it's not as fluffy. And then I'm going to curl it with this 1.5-inch Remington curling iron that I just got. Then straighten it so it's just not as fluffy. Just helps it look more sleek, I guess. So I'm just going to start straightening it. I'm mostly just straightening the top part. That's the part that won't be curled. You can always straighten the ends if you're really worried that they're going to be fluffy, or if you already have straight hair, then you don't really need to worry about this step. So if you can see, I kind of just straighten the top part of it. Now I'm just going to start curling. I'm using my Remington curling iron. It heats up pretty quick, so I like that. Depending on your haircut, this is going to turn out differently for each of you. What I like to do is start out with my bangs and then just go all the way around till the other side. And what I do is you start right by your eye, and you're just going to put the curling iron, just pick a little piece of hair up, just a little handful. You're going to put the curling iron to it, and you're just going to wrap it around the curling iron and hold it. And you'll just want to hold it for a couple of seconds. You can feel if it's getting hot or not. And you just kind of want to hold it until it does feel warm. Just going to unwrap it and let it go. And it's that loose kind of curl that you want. Sometimes some of your hair doesn't always take. So I just like to recurl it a little bit. And then you will just keep grabbing sections. You're going to go all the way around your hair, same thing. You're going to start about where your eye would be or a little bit above your ear. And you can just wrap it around and hold it. If you're worried about getting burnt, you can roll it up and tuck it in so that you don't have to hold it the whole time. My finger, you can tell or not, is not really that close to it. It's not really touching it. So that's how I do it without getting burnt. I normally don't touch the curls until I'm done, because if you start to mess around with them, then they come undone. Sometimes, like I said, you can do it without having to hold it the whole time, because your other arm might get sore. So you can just kind of tuck it in, and the other end of this curling iron, it's not necessarily one of those wands, so it does have the clip on it. So you can put the hair under it so that it'll stay. Let it go. Hold it for a second. And you don't want to get all the way up to your scalp on these, because you do want the big curls on it. You want them to be really pretty and large. And when you see them, they don't normally have any curl up here. That's why I straightened my hair before we started this, so that it wouldn't have that curl up by my head. It would start lower down and like just be a really soft curl at the very bottom. So when you're curling the back of your hair, that can be the harder part of doing your hair in these big curls, because you can't really always see what you're doing when you're curling your hair. So what I like to do is either get a mirror that's behind me, or I like to just kind of grab it. I'll show you on a new piece of hair. So I will grab a piece that's straight from back here, just kind of parting it to grab a piece. So this is a piece from the back part of my hair. And what I'm going to do is kind of just feel with the curling iron, put it against my head. I can kind of see it in the mirror, so I'm just going to wrap it around, just like before. And I'm just going to hold it. Wrap it right up against my head like that, and then just hold it. Just like doing the front of your hair, but obviously the back. I like to just turn sideways and see if I've gotten them off, and kind of move your hair. And I can see right here that I missed a piece, so it's straight. I'll just pull that up to the side, wrap it around. I'm going to tuck this one. Just hold it for a second. And what I forgot to tell you guys in the beginning was that you always want to curl away from your face, and make sure you're holding the curling iron away from your face so you don't get burnt as well. When you're curling away from your face, you'll have the curls So you want to curl as if you're going to curl backwards, is what I mean. Got this piece right here. I'm going to switch hands, put it right by eye length, and I'm going to tuck that. Just tuck it right under like that. Just roll it up, right up the barrel. Just tap the hair, just see if it's warm, if it's hot. You want it to be hot, but not enough so that you'll get burnt touching it. Depending on what curling iron you have, you might have some little screws right there. So you just want to watch and make sure your hair doesn't get caught on that. Because one, you'll rip your hair out, or two, you won't be able to get the curling iron off your head. So just be careful with that. At this point, all of your hair should have curls in it. Some of them are going to be a lot looser than others. What I like to do is, just to give my hair a little bit more character, I like to just pull a small section from about 4 sections of my hair and just wrap it nice and tight and just do kind of what I call 4 signature pieces so that it just kind of gives it a little bit more curl to your hair. So I'm just going to grab a couple random pieces to just give that tighter curl to, and then you'll see why in a second when I shake it out. But just add a little bit more texture to your hair, more product in your hair, then it actually curls and holds better. So I'm just going to do one piece back here. Guide it with your fingers close enough that you can kind of feel where the end of the hair is going. Some of you might like just this style of curl as it is right here, where it's like the tighter curl. You can kind of see the tighter end of the curl. At this point, if you like that curl, then you'll just want to like spray it, lock in the curl. What I like to do is have it be a little bit more loosened up. So what I normally do is just shake my head out. So just go up and down a couple of times and it'll loosen up the curls. And then I want to make sure that this piece in the front are usually curled away from my face and they're a little bit looser. So they're kind of loosened up. And I just want to make sure that they're right there. And I'll just spray it a couple times just to hold it in. I'm actually going to curl this one just a little bit tighter because it's already getting too loose. One thing about it is you don't want to curl it too tight because then you get the little Farrah Fawcett look, which I love, but that's not what we're trying to do here. We're just kind of trying to do the bigger curls. And depending on if you have thin hair, long hair, short hair, it's totally just up to you how you style it. My hair goes flat pretty fast, that's why I keep spraying it with hairspray. Sometimes if it's really flat on my head, then I will, you can see that it's kind of flat as it is right now. Sometimes I like to rat it up. So I'll just pick a little strip as I parted with my finger there. And you can see it right there. I'll just spray on this side, a little bit of hairspray. And then I'm just going to grab my hair up here with my finger, and then I'm going to stroke down with the comb. 1, 2, 3. Kind of just fill it out. See, it looks ridiculous right now. Then I'll grab another piece right here, separate the hair, spray with hairspray, and then same thing. You're just going to push the comb down and make little rats on it. Then you can kind of just pull it down a little bit with your hands, or you could comb it out. Sometimes I just like to comb the very top so that it doesn't look like a rat's nest, but sometimes I can just use my fingers and it does the same thing. So that's kind of just a tutorial on how to quickly do your hair with a 1.5 inch barrel curling iron and get these soft curls on the bottom. You can kind of just see it there, the back. So it will loosen up in a couple minutes when it starts to fall a little bit, but it will generally stay like this all day long. The dirtier your hair, the longer it'll stay. So thank you for watching my tutorial, and good luck. Thanks.